Hey there, it's Chris Celebrity, and today I'm going to share with you why costumes are not allowed in Disneyland while I am essentially wearing a costume. But not really, and I'll get into that in a bit. Okay, so with Halloween coming up, many of you may want to visit Disneyland during their spooky Halloween time celebration and dress up, right? Well, that's awesome. Just keep in mind that Disneyland does have a rule that says no one over the age of 14 is allowed to wear a costume at the parks. And you may be wondering, well, why not? That's not cool. I wanted to dress up with my friends or even match my kid's costume, and you're telling me that I can't? Yes, I am telling you that you can't. And the reason why costumes are not allowed in Disneyland and why Disneyland doesn't want their visitors dressing up as their characters in the parks is because they don't want people confusing them for their actual meet and greet characters that are in the parks. Imagine that a little kid comes up to you and actually believes that you are Princess Jasmine while you're chugging down that beer. Not that there's anything wrong with drinking at Disneyland. It is allowed, and if you're drinking responsibly and you're an adult, it's fine, but in the eyes of a child who looks up to you as this graceful teenage princess, it's probably not a good look and might actually change their outlook on Princess Jasmine or whatever character you're dressed as. And Disney does not want that. Disney wants to preserve their character integrity as much as possible. That is why they do not allow anyone over the age of 14 to dress up in a costume and dress up as their characters in the parks, even if they do not have an actual meet and greet character in the park. If you dress up as, say, Star from the Disney Channel show Star vs. the Forces of Evil, and you actually look like the character and people come up to you thinking that you actually work at Disneyland and you are a meet and greet character when they actually don't have that character in the parks, but people still come up to you, or you're just distracting in that way, they will still tell you to change. Or at the very least, have you agree that you will deny anyone to take photos with you. Disney works so hard to make sure that their character actors stay in character the whole time in order to preserve the magic and make visitors feel as though they are actually among these fairy tale characters. They don't want adults dressing up as their beloved characters, then misbehaving and tainting the look of them while they're in the parks. Not saying that you're going to misbehave and that's why you can dress up at the parks. It's just a general rule because you know that there's probably going to be people who misbehave. There's probably people who did misbehave and made it so that Disney had to implement this rule. So thanks a lot, guys. But fear not, because there is a way around the rule that still allows you to dress up as your favorite characters without actually dressing as your favorite characters. Now, I'm not an expert at any of this really, but I'm going to try and explain to the best of my knowledge the differences and definitions of what a costume, cosplay, and a Disneybound is. So a costume and cosplay are very similar in a sense that you are wearing an outfit that closely resembles or even exactly resembles what the character wears. Now a costume and cosplay are very similar in a sense that you are wearing an outfit that closely resembles what the character you are portraying wears. However, I feel that the major difference between a costume and a cosplay is that costumes mainly focus on getting the general idea of the character's outfit, where a cosplay goes all out. The wig, the eye color, the extreme attention to detail, and most importantly, getting into character. Again, some Halloween costumes can be seen as cosplay depending on how in-depth the wearer gets. But yeah, hopefully I was able to explain the difference between costume and cosplay so that it's not confusing and that you actually understand. But yeah, either way, both of them are not allowed inside the parks if you are 14 or over. But there is a solution, and it is called Disneybounding. Now, Disneybounding is perfectly fine and currently allowed in Disneyland, and that is because instead of wearing an actual costume of the character, you are wearing normal clothes that you would wear in everyday life, but just styling it in a manner that closely resembles your character. For example, I recently Disneybounded as Snow White, and my outfit consisted of a blue blue bodysuit, a yellow midi skirt, a red belt, a red bow, and a Snow White themed crossbody bag. Now, because I wasn't wearing the actual dress Snow White wears, or even a top that has poofy sleeves like she does, or a red cape like she wears, people knew who I was trying to portray, but they weren't confused thinking, okay, is that the Snow White that actually works at Disneyland? Do I go up to her? Is she a meet and greet character? No, they knew which character I was portraying without getting confused as to whether or not I was the actual Snow White that worked there. And that's how Disneybounding works. It's just wearing normal clothes that you would wear on a normal day, but styling them so that they resemble a Disney character. Now, there are times where a Disneybound can walk a thin line and become close to a costume. I admittedly worry about my Princess Leia Disneybound because it might be a little too on the nose, but so far I've had no issues. Although this rule is in place all year round, I feel as though Disneyland security kind of cuts you some slack around Halloween time, and most recently around Galaxy's Edge. I would say that I get away with my outfit. One, because it's a really simple outfit. It's just an all-white outfit with space buns. Two, not that many people rush up to take a photo with Princess Leia as opposed to any of the other princesses, so I kind of fly under the radar. And three, in general, I notice that when people dress up for Galaxy's Edge in their Star Wars attire or Disneybounds, they haven't really gotten in trouble, even if their outfits look very, very similar to people who actually work there. But no one said anything, and I think it's really cool, and I hope that it continues to be that way. I don't know if they're allowing it just because they want to promote Galaxy's Edge, or just because they haven't had any issues with people dressing up as Star Wars characters yet, so please don't ruin that for everyone. Again, not saying that you would misbehave, but then again, I don't know how you are after a few drinks from the cantina. But anyway, yeah, definitely try out Disneybounding as an alternative to costumes. There are so many ways you can get creative with your bounds, and if you need inspiration, you can follow the account that started it all at the Disneybound on Instagram. The owner of that page is the actual creator of the term Disneybound. She reposts a lot of really awesome Disneybounds, plus shares a lot of different Disneybound style ideas. And hey, since you're on Instagram already, please go ahead and follow my account at Crystal Everdeen for even more Disneybound inspiration, and so you can follow along on my Disney adventures. Believe me, it's a fun time. And speaking of more Disneybound inspiration, I am so excited to announce that this Halloween season, I will be sharing with you a series dedicated to Disneybounding ideas. Each video will be dedicated to a certain character, and I will be showing you at least 4 different Disneybounding outfits for that character, and also give you some tips on how you can put together an outfit yourself, either very cheap or with things that you already have in your wardrobe. Can you guess which character will be the first one to start off this series? So yes, it's going to be right here on my YouTube channel, so I really hope that you stick around. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video either interesting, entertaining, or helpful, that you tried Disneybounding, you enjoy your time at Disneyland, and don't forget to click that red subscribe button if you have not already, so I can see you next time. Bye! And have a magical day.